has a good night and a good time. We have a reception, hospitality room, and a reception afterwards, and I'm sure everybody will have a good time. And Joseph, we wish you well.
Test. Yeah. The sound check. All right. Well, we're waiting for the ceremonies to begin this evening for Joe.
Oh, I've got to introduce yourself.
Oh, Dan Podebet and my wife Sandy.
Hi. Good luck, Joe. That's it. Polilli, much luck and success on your retirement, and we're going to miss you terribly. From Lena.
Hi, I'm Vivian. You know what I think. I'll miss you a whole bunch. Sit around. Best of wishes for a happy retirement.
Good luck, Mr. Polilli, and say a novena for me to put up with Mr. Fittecaro.
You're going to miss the good Polish blackberry brandy and all our parties. Good luck in Texas.
Same for me. Hi, Joe. How are you? Rude, too?
Joe, we're going to miss you. You're Superman. Joe, it's hard to believe. It's been, what, 8 years since we started this whole thing. We've enjoyed it. Good luck. Take care.
Mr. Polilli, and good luck in Texas. Good luck, Mr. Polilli. Thank you for everything.
Congratulations, Mr. Polilli. Thank you.
It's really a pleasure here to wish Mr. Polilli a very happy and successful retirement, and we will be thinking about it.
I only worked with Mr. Polilli for about a year, but I enjoyed every moment of it, and I wish him good luck in his retirement.
I wish Mr. Polilli a very good luck. I'm just a student here for the year from Sweden as an exchange student, and I wish him very good luck in the future.
Thank you for all your support, Mr. Polilli.
Hope he has a lot of good, enjoyable years ahead of him. Okay?
Knowing where you're going, and probably I'll be down and stop by and see you in Texas one of these days. I'll stop by. Good luck.
Bill Raga, Joe, congratulations on finishing a second career as principal, and best of luck in Houston.
Hey, congratulations. It's been a good couple of years, and thanks for all the help you've given me in my post-1982 graduate high school years at Greenbrook, and good luck in the future.
Yeah, you've been a good man, good for Greenbrook, and good for me, and I wish you and Ruth the best of luck in Houston. Good luck.
Bill might take that trip with you, Joe.
That's it?
That's it.
Good luck in Houston.
I think we're here with
I thought Joe did a nice job for Greenbrook children, I thought.
You know you, Joe. Best of luck in your new job and in Texas with your family. Take care.
Well, I wish you good luck. You're a good man. We disagreed before, but we're going to miss you.
Hi, Joe. Good luck. Have fun in your new job.
No comment?
Nope. Only for music parents and Marge, and we love you. We'd like to thank you for all that you have done for the kids, and we wish you luck in your new endeavor.
For the wonderful things you've done for the students of Greenbrook, and I see so many here tonight to wish you well. I join them as one of the teachers at Irene Falkirchner and a PTO delegate. Best of wishes and lots of love to you.
Congratulations on your retirement, Mr. Polilli. We'll miss you at Greenbrook High School.
Okay, Joe, we'll miss you at the Lions Club, and we wish you a lot of luck in Texas. And don't forget where Waxahachie is.
We're going to miss you at the high school. Good luck, Mr. Polilli. You bet we're going to miss you at the high school.
Well, I miss you already, Mr. Polilli, because I've been not at the high school for the past couple of months. But good luck to you.
Look, you were great in 1962, 63, and 64. We'll never forget you. Good luck in Houston.
Joe, thanks for the memories, and good luck in your new venture as a student-teacher chairperson, whatever. And maybe we'll send you some of our kids down there. Larry, Reader, and kids.
Your endeavors, the Houston area will certainly be enriched by your expertise in the field of education. The very best to you and your wife.
Joe, best of luck to you. Remember the great Lions Club meetings, and remember Denellen.
But I was just saying before, we have mixed emotions about Mr. Polilli leaving us, as we are very happy for him, but we're going to miss him.
Joe, we appreciate everything that you've done for all the students in the high school and our two daughters in particular, and we wish you well, and we will miss you. Good luck.
So much for all your support in our library services. We will really miss you. Good luck in Texas.
One thing to say, you'll be sorely missed. Thank you very much, Mr. Polilli, for being a wonderful principal.
I'm going to miss you. I don't think you should leave. Come back in a few years. I'll get you a good house to live in.
Joe, you're one of the finest guys I've ever met. You had a very positive impact on our community, and Greenbrook's going to miss you.
I don't have a lot to say, except I know Joe when he was principal in Springville, and I love him. I love him. I love his wife.
Mr. Polilli, we're down to the countdown, 15 days, and 2 of them are half days. We will miss you and wish you the very best.
Well, I've known Joe for many years. We worked together in Tenafly, and we came down this evening, and I hope Joe doesn't retire again, because it was wall-to-wall traffic all the way from New York to Somerville, and we made it through all the traffic. So he can't retire again because we've never met.
If this hums, I apologize. It's because I don't know the words. We will try to expedite the program this evening, and we'll try to have you out here by 9:30 or so. Joe, if you'd be kind enough, please, I don't know if everybody has seen it or not, we have a cake in front. We'd like Joe for you to cut the cake at this time so they can take it and have it for dessert later on. I don't know where it is.
Is this the groom cut the cake? See this guy? He was the master of ceremonies. You want to know if I had a call somebody? It's kind of ironic.
And I'd like to say a very special thank you to Mr. Polilli, who has always supported everything that the band and chorus has ever done at the school. He has really been a big help to us, and we're going to greatly miss him, but wish him a lot of luck in his future.
Joseph, come here. Come here. I asked Joe his favorite songs in order, and we're holding hands because he's nervous. He says, I'm happily married, and would you please have a sing-along and sing the song that my wife and I loved very much. Number 3 on the hit parade was Bouquet of Roses. Number 2 was My Happiness. And number 1 was the George Washington Bridge. I will sing it first, and we're going to have a sing-along. Joe, look at me, because I want to sing to you like Frank Sinatra. The George Washington, and these words are tough. The George Washington Bridge, 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 the George Washington Bridge. Everybody, the George Washington Bridge, the George Washington Bridge, the George Washington Bridge. Come on, House, the George Washington Bridge, the George Washington Bridge, the George Washington Bridge, the George Washington Bridge, the George Washington Bridge. Yay!
To the New Jersey Principals and Supervisors Association, Mr. Reuben Felstein. Reuben.
You're expecting a minute waltz, huh?
Don't laugh. This is known as left, holding the candles.
I just want to, you know, it was very considerate of everybody here to get me out here on a Friday night and have all the candles lit. And I appreciate it. Gary, you said that you didn't see Mr. Polilli too often when you were over at the high school. How come I was so blessed? I don't want to tell any stories now, Gary. You got a nice young lady with you, but sometime. So, if any of you don't understand John's jokes, there's a very deep symbolism involved. And if you want to take my course in ancient Greek mythology and Roman deism, I'll be glad to help you out. At any rate, Joe, I went down to Trenton, brought this back on horseback. It's from the association, and we want to wish you all the luck and the best down in Texas. You all.
Reuben, bless you, my child.
Everyone's in school. He would then go down to the cafeteria and speak with Mrs. Etter, and he would find out what was important for the day, and she would give him his orders. And this is a picture of Joe arriving to school. The next slide is Joe and his office. He worked very hard during the day, as you can tell. About 11 o'clock he went down for lunch. About 2 o'clock he returned. Then he would always have an administrative meeting. He would call us in. It's the next picture of our administrative staff meeting. Mr. Haas, you getting this? Is that a focus? And then about 3:15, this is Joe leaving for home. It's getting a hard day today at work, you see. Now, seriously, Mr. Polilli, we'd like to show you these slides and show you the really type of person you are. And approximately May 1st of 1982, Joe arrived on the scene with a mission statement. A clear focus. He presented a clear picture of himself. He claimed to be tuned in to the climate of Greenbrook. The board hired him. He said, I am so tuned in that no matter what TV you turn on, no matter what monitor you turn on, no matter what lab you go to, you will always hear the Joe Polilli statement. Joe was on every single monitor in school. He never let us forget who he was and what he was all about. We immediately called New York. And they said, what kind of person is this Mr. Polilli? They said you could expect him to be a well-tuned-in administrator. They told us to beware, though. He was a gentle man, but behind that gentle mask, you would find a ball of fire. Mom referred to him as the Sunshine Boy. New York also informed us that Joe was a very liberal administrator with far-out ideas. He was well-tuned into Star Wars. And we did not realize how far out he was until our first faculty meeting. He was way out there someplace. And we're still trying to catch up to him. We soon realized that Joe would be a great asset to Greenbrook. Matter of fact, Joe turned out to be the greatest hooter that Greenbrook ever had. He flew about the school making noise about everything and anything. One of our best cheerleaders. Joe was always tuned into the climate and spirit of the school. He would participate in every aspect of school life. When Joe speaks, everyone stands at attention. Joe's dad was very proud of him, and of his son's athletic ability. As you know, as you heard here tonight from people who worked with him in New York, Joe was a great coach. He was a great athlete himself in high school. He was on a baseball team, a football team. He coached several sports. He coached the tennis team. And matter of fact, he brought with him that coaching ability to Greenbrook High School. As affirmative action leader of the high school, he made sure that every girl in our school had an opportunity to cheer in sports. Joe would turn out to be the best person in Greenbrook High School for women's sports. He was cheering for the girls' swimming team. He was on the track team. He was on the basketball coach for the girls. He was also the tennis coach for the girls. And notice the swing on this next one. What a swing. The golf team. Joe turned out to be the best cheerleader Greenbrook has ever had. In the last month or so, we have had a hard time trying to locate Joe. Matter of fact, Beth tells us he goes into his office and never comes out. And on his wall is a calendar. And on his calendar, he keeps on marking off these X's. And at our last administrative meeting, Dr. Cochin said, Joe, are those X's marking the days that you have left or a few days you have to go? And Joe said, no, they're just a number of wreaths I've been making so the people in Greenbrook won't forget me during the holiday season. I'm going to sell these at $5 a piece called the Joe Polilli wreaths, and I hope everybody in Greenbrook High School buys one. Joe has many hidden talents. He was a very musical man. Matter of fact, he was often referred to as and also Joe taught literature at County College. He was a Shakespearean man, we call him the Bard of Greenbrook. A humanitarian, he is. His love for family, his love for children, his love for education won him the Humanitarian Award of Greenbrook High School. Or I think we drove Joe nuts, one of the two. I haven't decided yet. Joe has also attended many workshops, ITIPs, cooperative learning styles. Matter of fact, Mr. Feldstein got him interested in this whole book syndrome. He went to the whole book workshop a couple of weeks ago and he came back and said, I enjoy those big books. And he's been enjoying reading those stories every day. You notice those big books. The next one, Joe is not moving for a career change to Houston. He's moving to be closer to his relatives down there in Houston, especially his mother-in-law. He was forced to retire. But you see, Joe was one of the original Pilgrims, a land there on Pilgrim Rock. See, and there he is. Joe Polilli is celebrating the first Thanksgiving. And his real reason is that Joe is just too old. He's over the hill. And we're glad to see that he's retiring. No, I'm kidding. When you look up into the sky on December 25th, you see that funny little man in the red suit passing by, it won't be that man in the red suit, but it'll be Mr. Polilli saying, and you all remember me. You are welcome to come down to Houston at any time to visit. And you all have a good time. These slides were produced by one and only Joe Polilli. The narration was written by Joe Polilli. And this is the first time that I used my camera and found that there was film in it. You see, because during the course of the year, I've taken several pictures for Joe to come out with only empty rolls because I think Mrs. Casper, Mr. Polilli, and Mr. Weisfinger would always rob the film. But I took the film for the free use of your camera, the free use of the school's money to buy these slides and produce them. Thank you very much.
Would you like some more coffee?
His words of wisdom, his English, he's an English teacher, tells me, why do ducks walk softly? I don't know, but he said because they can't walk hardly. Why do ducks walk softly? Okay, we're going to wind this down very shortly, and we'll get to the main. It is not I that says this, it's Mr. Polilli. I'm through him. This guy goes to a psychiatrist. He says, Doc, can you help me? Just as you asked for it. He says, can you help me? He says, yeah, I can help you. He says, sure, you got to help me? He says, yeah. He says, I got a problem. He says, can you help my problem? He says, yeah. He says, what do you do for a living? The guy says, I am a car mechanic. He says, you are what? He says, I am a car mechanic. The psychiatrist says, good, get under my couch. Joe, your friend who has come from Carl Place to say a few words, Mr. Robert Greco. Robert. Thank you, Father Colchin.
First of all, please excuse my dark glasses, but after Carl Place High School, Joe was my teacher in high school. He was my coach, and later on we became colleagues. What Joe doesn't know, I became a driver for Jimmy Hoffa. I drove him out to the Himalayas. I'm the only person that's been to every one of Joe's retirement dinners. It's going to be a pleasure to go down to Houston. The only thing we ask is you retire in December. That's all we're asking. I'd like to introduce the only three people who haven't been introduced tonight, the three people who came with me for Carl Place. Peter Pancina, assistant principal at Manhasset High School. Marino Ciccoli, phys ed teacher at Carl Place. Larry Blake, assistant superintendent at Carl Place Schools. And aside from a couple of waitresses, I think we got everybody. People from Carl Place would like to thank the principal of Watchung High School for sending us our all expenses paid. And if any of you get tired of the little dinky party you're going to have, we're down at the Hyatt. All he asks is that we make sure he retires. That's all he asks. In the telegram. A lot of people, we saw the great slideshow back there. A lot of people don't know what Joe did in Carl Place. He was there for many years. As I said, he was my teacher, he's my coach. We worked together. But some of the more humanitarian things he did. He established a halfway house for women who wouldn't go all the way. Proud to say that home is still going, Joe. And if you get to Nassau County, you'll never be lonely, believe me. Now, after the 3-hour trip we took through the Holland Tunnel to get here, we're 16 miles away, 3 hours, I don't understand. As you can well imagine, I mean, he's tired of hearing me speak. I've spoken at all his retirement dinners. I think I organized 2. But I was a little afraid of my remarks because Father Colchin had really worked the crowd very well. We didn't know what to bring you, Joe, and again, we know you for so many years, and we don't want to belabor the point. How can you give a person a present after you've given them 4 presents already? We didn't know what to do. And presents really have such a shallow meaning. They're used up, they're consumed. So what we've done, and really we have an age of crisis out there. We have a lot of problems in the world, and I don't know, you people have you have the lions as your mascot. Well, in Carl Place, our mascot is the frogs. That's not a very violent type animal, but we're the Carl Place frogs. So we didn't know what to do, but we didn't want to do something shallow, just have a simple present. So what we've done, Joe, is we've established something to fight the cause of health in our country, the cause of AIDS. We have the Polilli prophylactic. Now, on these prophylactics, it says Carl Place frogs. So, really, when you go to Houston, I'm sure you'll be a big hit, among the medical community at least, if you will introduce them to the Polilli prophylactic, which has the emblem of the Carl Place frog. Thank you for inviting me. Have a great evening. Joe Polilli, in the 7.5 years that I've known you, the first thing we talked about was loyalty when you first came and visited with me your first year in the job. I thank you sincerely for
for the loyalty and all the cooperation that you've given me as superintendent. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the guest of honor, Mr. Joseph Polilli.
You know, after listening to all the wonderful platitudes that were presented tonight in the introduction, I can't wait to hear what I have to say. Listening to Dr. Colchin preside up here as a master of ceremonies reminds me of a story. There was this dinner chairman, master of ceremonies, who tipped the scales a little over 230 pounds. And when he mopped his brow and sank into his chair, the guest of honor jumped up to his feet and said, "They tell a lovely fable where I come from. When a baby is born, its guardian angel bestows upon it a kiss. If the kiss is on the brow, the child is going to be an intellectual. If it's on the eyes, he'll be of great beauty. If it's on its fingers, he will be a great artist." Now, I'm not in a position to tell you where that guardian angel kissed him. I'll let you draw your own conclusion, but you have to admit, he's not really that bad as a master of ceremonies. I'm really humbled by the outpouring of comments here tonight and the large group has turned out for this affair. And, you know, a lot of people have said what successes I've had here in Greenbrook and elsewhere. But whatever success I've achieved over the years is due in a large part to the support and encouragement that I've received from my family and especially my wife, Ruth. I've also had the privilege to work with great faculties, staffs, superintendents. Some weren't so great. I have to say that the present one is probably the best one I've ever worked with. The staff in Greenbrook has been supportive, cooperative. In fact, they've just been super. I've had the opportunity to apply my professions in communities that were supportive of me and education in general. Greenbrook stands foremost in this category. Education, after all, is about kids, and Greenbrook kids have been great. I know I've not always agreed with them, they've not always agreed with me, but I do feel that we have gained mutual respect and have been successful in what this business is all about. Gaining knowledge, learning, to live in a governed society through maturity and gaining a measure of success in the post-secondary world. I wish to thank all of you for your support, your trust, your cooperation, just for being here tonight and making me and my wife and family feel so good. I want to express my appreciation to everyone who had something to do with organizing this affair, and I know there have been a lot of them because I've walked up on people this past week and the conversation stops immediately. I've been thrown out of classrooms today, as you've heard. First time in my career, 40-year career, that that's happened, but I guess there's a first time for everything. I'm not sure who was completely involved in this, and I don't want to start mentioning names because I'm sure I'll miss somebody, but thanks a lot to all of you. In conclusion, you've been lovely to me, and I shall cherish every memory of this night. And in closing, I should wish you something that is as nice as you are. I might wish you wealth, or I might wish you health, or that good fortune would caress you. But wealth might bring you sorrow, and health could die tomorrow. So I'll simply say, God bless you.
Joe, I have something here from all your friends. Please come up and receive it.
The bearer of this letter is entitled to receive a gift certificate for your friends.
Yes, it's a gift certificate from all of you that you contributed tonight, and the gift certificate will be coming tomorrow. A couple of announcements. Room 163 You may stay as long as you want to. Take the favors, that's yours with the cups, take them home, please. If anybody has not signed the register in the hallway, would you please do it for tonight's meeting? I thank you all for coming. I think we had a nice time. God bless you. And the meeting is adjourned.